Hello, brother.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm good.
Yeah. How's
Can you hear me?
the Gambia?
Gambia, it's hot and cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
mm,
it's extremely hot during the day,
mm,
and in the evenings and late night, sometimes it gets a bit cold. We are getting into our winter.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess that's the Hamatan.
Yes, hammer time.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's
I'm
good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, same here, same here. I'm happy you're here. After we talked last time, I'm happy you are here. Okay. So,
Yes, and
brother,
I'm doing very well.
very good, very good, very good. So, Mohammed,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
let's start. Normally, I want you to introduce yourself to my audience. Tell them who you
Okay,
are and what you do. Very, very brief before we get into our discussion.
okay.
All right.
That's fine. My name is Muhammed Lang Kinteh. I'm from Kanifing in the Gambia. I have a background in project management, communication, and administration. I have a strong passion for grassroots football, youth, and social development. I have recently been working for the World Bank as a consultant
Okay.
in the Gambia, supporting different national projects. I also worked in the World Bank office as programs assistant until recently. I started this project in June of 2022.
Okay.
So I was also the project manager for the Gambia's first biometric identification project. It was
Wow.
called the Gambis project.
Wow.
Yes.
That's nice. In fact,
Yeah.
we talk about the biometric issue later because I'm very intrigued that many African countries are going down that route. I recently did my what we call a national identification, something is called NIA in Nigeria. Yeah,
In Nigeria, yes.
yes. So
So
if
I think we were the second in Africa to start it after
okay,
South Africa.
okay,
This was back in 2009. That was when I came back from England.
interesting. So
Yes.
I'm interested to know since you are involved in it in the Gambia. I would like to know more about the push for biometric identification in Africa. I really want to know, right?
Okay.
So
At this moment, I am not involved in the project because our project ceased in 2016 when we had an issue with the former government.
Ooh.
And they ceased the project ceased to run.
Okay.
So as of now, it is with a different group of people that are running it, but it's completely different from what we were doing.
Okay. So let's get back to my what drew me to you. You see, I saw that you want to drive social change and development in Africa by building Africa's biggest football empire. That's intrigued me. For somebody to say, I want to build the Africa's biggest football empire.
Yes.
See, I as a youth, I played sports. Okay, I played starting with cricket in school, tennis, and then finally basketball. So I know how sports helped me develop as a young boy. Okay, I played basketball in the university till my master's degree level. Okay, so I was doing that all the time. So I know how that helped me as a person. Okay, so tell me, more about your goal, okay?
Yeah.
How the idea came about and what impact you envisage, okay, if you succeed.
Yeah. My passion for football was from probably at the age of 4 or 5, when I can remember. um, uh, I sleep with football, basically, I would say. Yes. Then I grew up playing football when I was very young. At the age of 8, 9, I play in men's team because of the fascination that they see in me. So, but growing up, my parents were teachers. They were very serious for me to have a good education, and football was not valued as something. It was basically valued just like pleasure. So it was not valued for it to be something that can bring meaningful
Employment.
change in my life. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So it was myself and my cousin and some other people within our household who I called my brother. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I did not go on to play football at the highest level
Yeah.
because of education. But he was very stubborn, and when we finished school, he decided to play football full time. And luckily, he was scouted as a schoolboy international, where he played for his school team, and that's where he was scouted to get into the national team. So it was easy. It was easy for him. His name is Idrissa Sonko. He played in England. I was managing him when I was in England. I managed his affairs, I can say. And this is how I got involved in the football industry in England, back in England.
Okay.
And this is where and when the concept of this project started. My brother was playing in Belgium. He started at Anderlecht and then moved to Roda Kerkrade in Holland before moving to Greece and then to England finally. So when he was in Warsaw, we had to change agents because the agent that brought him to England probably we felt was not doing a good job in order to move him to another level.
Yeah.
So we changed him from one agent to another,
yeah.
which I participated in making that decision. And he was lucky to play for Warsaw, played for Tranmere Rovers, and then before he moved to Hereford United, all in England. Then during his time in Warsaw, this was in 2007, this is when I had this idea to create a platform where young African footballers can showcase their talent, as well as to have access to develop their professional football capacity and go on to fulfill their dreams. So this concept was incubated at that time.
Yeah.
But because football is very expensive, you need real and huge investment in order to make certain ideas happen. I struggled to convince people. So then it evolved because what was needed was to create a development center somewhere here in Africa and then try to expand it across the whole of Africa.
Yeah.
And imagine just creating that development center. It's probably millions of dollars of investment. So this is when I came up with a sort of another concept, not changing it, but another layer on top of the original concept, which is going to bring income, which may also bring revenue, for the funding and financing of the project.
Yeah.
The original idea of the Soccer Icon project was the football factory.
Okay.
As a production center, but it evolved into the Soccer Icon when I returned back to Gambia in 2009. I returned with my family back to Gambia, and one of the main reasons is to come and pursue this project. So as I come, there is a different kind of reality on the ground.
Yeah.
You have to survive.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
family has to survive. So at some point, I had to put the project on hold in order to get a job, and then try to improve on that and see where the next support can come.
Yeah.
This is when I started working for a company called Pristine on this Gambis project. I started in 2010 until 2016. But in 2009, I established the Africa Sports Management. This is a consultancy firm which I created.
Okay.
And to help young talents facilitate their move to different levels in football. So I started doing that, taking some few players from the Gambia to Dakar, and that was where it stopped. So, but cutting the long story short, after 15 years in 2022, we launched the Soccer Icon Project pilot.
Okay.
The program, it's called the House of Dreams. The House of Dreams, the concept is a reality television program.
Okay.
To recruit young talent and put them into a training and development camp, increase and improve their capacity, which we have partners from Spain who are willing to provide some technical expertise in order to recruit these talents and then scout them as well.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So recently, I have also been fortunate to be working with or be in contact with probably the world's biggest sports management firm in England. I'm not sure if it is right for me to
no,
disclose.
If you feel like for you to do it, do it. If you feel not to do it, don't do it.
Yeah. Anyway,
it depends on your contract. It depends on your contract, and I don't want to jeopardize it for this podcast. Okay.
Yeah. No, actually, there is no contract.
Okay.
What happened is a friend of mine who I have been living with back in England, in Luton, who I supported when he came from Poland as a player. I supported him to take him to certain clubs for trials back in England. Eventually, he did not make it as a footballer. He started working with this agency back in England, and we have started working together on some deals that potential deals that we can work together. But I also introduced and presented them this project, which probably these days we will have a meeting on the particular project in order for them to come on board, trying to bring some Premiership clubs and some elite professional clubs to join us on this project to scout for the most talented players across Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is a very interesting area which I am excited to pursue.
Very
but
good.
Basically, the mission of the project is to build a professional institution with a global platform to scout and develop and produce the best emerging footballers across Africa and even beyond, because we don't want to limit it to only Africa, but that is our mission. We also have a vision to become the leading recruitment institution around the world.
Okay.
So that is why we named it as Africa's biggest sporting empire.
Yeah.
So along the way, we do not want to stop there. We also created some social impact programs with an ambition to fund up to 1 million or more youths across Africa to gain professional skills training and development of their choice, which could be outside football, either as a professional footballer or something else, because we all know that not everyone is going to make it as a professional footballer.
Actually, very few people make it to the highest level. But
exactly.
that's so many
just a small percentage.
Yes.
Yeah. So that being the case, we don't want to just leave them on their own, because I've been in Africa now for 12 and a half years, since 2009.
Yes.
I've been here and I've seen a lot of young talent who could not make it through football, but also a lot of other unemployed young people who are wasting in the streets, whose skills can be developed and improved and can be empowered to do some great things.
Yes.
So this is the reason why we created this social impact program, in order to improve their skills training. We also believe that it will empower these young people, create employment opportunities for many of them, and have this positive impact in addressing this our deadly illegal migration and human trafficking of young Africans across the Mediterranean Sea. This has become a phenomenon and a pandemic in this region, especially Gambia and Senegal. We have a lot of young people who perished using these routes, and
even before they get to the sea.
Yes.
In the Sahara Desert, many of them still
the
perish.
Treatment that they receive. It's incredible. So it has made me grow a lot of passion in order to make something happen. So we also intend to build sporting infrastructures and community recreational facilities for the development of sports in general. So this is very important to the development of football. So that is a brief background of the project. Yes.
Wow. Muhammad.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, as a youth, I play sport. Okay. Although not to the extent as a professional. Okay. But I know the impact of sports to develop young people, okay, mentally, psychologically, and health-wise, okay. And I know the impact of sports. See, I'm a big American sports fan, okay. Basketball is my favorite, and I watch it a lot, okay. Football, when I say football, American football, okay. Today is a Sunday, okay. So in the evening, I will watch NFL football, okay. I do that every Sunday when the season is on, okay. Now, I also earlier in my life, I watched a lot of NCAA, okay, basketball, football. So I know, and I watch the Premier League. I used to watch the Spanish league, but now I can't watch everything because it takes time. Okay, so
absolutely.
So I limit, because I'm a American sports fan. I watch more of American sports and less of the other ones. Okay, my point is this: sports is huge. I mean, when I say huge, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Honestly,
it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and as Africa has a lot of young people, and we have a lot of athletic young people.
Of course.
Okay, so for all these sports, see, once upon a time, a long time ago, close to 20 years ago, I introduced one of my good friends to American sport, American football.
Yeah.
He came to my house on a Sunday in Nigeria. I was in Nigeria then, and I was watching NFL football. So that's when he said, "Why are you watching this game? It's boring."
Yeah.
Okay, so I told him, okay, I bought him a bottle of beer, and we got suya. Okay, we ate suya, we ate catfish, pepper soup, while watching the game. So I now started teaching him the rules of the game. I will tell you one thing. By the time he finished watching one game, after learning the rules, he shed tears.
Yeah.
And I asked him why. He said, "Look at the things that these guys are doing, and look at the number of people, strong, healthy boys on our streets,
Yes,
in our motor park. If somebody has taught them some of these
how to
games,
play this game, they could be billionaires."
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So my point is this: we have a lot of young, vibrant talent. Okay, untapped.
Yeah.
And sports.
Untapped.
And
Yes.
sports is a tool to develop these young people, to develop the economy, and to develop a social infrastructure.
Fabric. Yes, absolutely.
Now,
yeah,
we are behind, just like we are behind in almost everything. What I'm going to ask you something you may not be able to answer, but just share your.
Yeah, I will give you my opinion.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think we need to do for us as individuals, as business people? Okay, because sports is a business at the highest level. Okay, how can we get African business people, African governments, and African parents to see this thing, this industry of sports, as a vibrant possibility? How?
Yes. I think some people do understand the magnitude and the importance of sports, but not many, or not all, I would say. Because I can give the examples of Senegal.
Okay.
I can give the examples of Nigeria, South Africa. A lot of these African countries, especially governments, are beginning to invest, but we are lacking a lot more behind our usual like counterparts, especially the Europeans, the Asians. You go to Japan, football, even North Korea, football is being or sports, it's being promoted at the grassroots level, as well as policies created by governments and the governing bodies in order to create that environment. For me, I think it will have to take some individual brilliance and projects like this to succeed, for them to understand that they need to put their mouth in. Because I always say that this is a $1 billion project. This project I am doing.
Multiple $1 billion project.
Yes, but not many will believe that. Some people think I'm crazy, because to be honest, I will tell you this: I left the World Bank, a consultancy job, which I was earning fairly what can feed my family.
Yes.
and move to another level. But I had or happen to have a network both here in Africa, as well as in England, as well as in Europe, in Spain and Italy and Holland. And I believe that I can use this network to create more players like Sadio Mane. Giving you the example of Sadio,
yeah,
he came from probably the lowest levels of society. And now he's on top of the world.
He's on top of the world.
Not Africa, because I call him the pride of Africa, because his comportment, his attitude, and everything is magnificent.
Yes.
We even plan to make him an ambassador for this project.
Ooh, okay.
Or the ambassador for this project. So we are planning, because when we were doing the pilot program, we went to his region called Casamance in Ziguinchor. We did the pilot there. We did the pilot, another one in Dakar, trials in Dakar and trials in the Gambia. So we used 3 regions to test this. But we went on a television program in Dakar, an online TV, and our numbers were published for people to call, because we made it a free trials initially, just to test and see how people are interested. But I can tell you, we went on that program, I believe, on a Friday or on a Thursday, but it went completely 2 days. My project manager, or our project manager who was running the calls, we used our direct number.
Ooh.
His phone was constantly busy.
Ooh.
because we have no choice. We do not have the servers and other opportunities to create that. So his phone was constantly ringing for 48 hours. The only time he will rest is when he has to turn it off.
Wow.
And these are women, mothers calling for their kids to be part of these trials. Aunties calling for their kids, fathers calling for their kids, and brothers and sisters. This made me understand what I got into. I knew what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
But that day, I acknowledged that we are into something which is going to be a phenomenon. But then again, moving forward, we did 2 parts of the pilot, that is the showcase trials, open trials in 3 regions. And then we created something called the super trial. So during that super trial, we called and invited all the talents we selected. We did this with a very good technician who we hired from England, called Jonathan Page. He came on, and then we did the trials together. But unfortunately, he had to leave because we exhausted all the funds that we had, and we had no sponsor. We had no more funding to move the project to the training. And in this training camp, we were expecting to have 2 coaches that were gonna come from Spain, one from Barcelona's La Masia, and another one who has been an ex-coach of Espanyol. So these were going to be brought by a partner of ours on a different project that we partnered with. So this is a $1 billion project.
Yeah.
Imagine we happen to enter every country in Africa to scout for talent. I said Africa's population is 1 billion plus, or a billion.
Yeah, 1.2 billion plus. Yeah.
1.2, 1.3 billion.
Yeah.
If we enter every country in Africa trying to search for the best talent, that means we are tapping into that whole 1.3 billion population.
Yeah.
Our audience reach could be nothing less than 1 billion. And this, we have not touched the people in the diaspora.
Yeah.
Africans in the diaspora.
Yeah.
So we can reach easily 500 million audience reach. And that alone, we know how valuable that is on social media or online or digital wise.
Yeah.
So this is a project I love to promote to the highest level. And I hope that we can have some genuine investors, partners, and sponsors to come on board, because these are some of our challenges that we're having right now. So I take you back to your point, but I just wanted to elaborate on the importance and the magnitude of what we are trying to do.
Yeah. Wow, Muhammad, this is interesting.
Imagine it is on Being Sports or on Super Sports or on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
We all know how Big Brother is. We all know how to get me out of here is. But the concept, I forgot to tell you, I picked it up. I have to give credit where credit is due. I took this concept from Simon Cowell back in England.
Yeah.
In 2006, Simon started the Pop Idol.
Yeah.
The Pop Idol, I understand he started it with probably £5 pounds in his account. But the idea, the concept grew.
And the concept has been taken by other, it's like a franchise.
Exactly.
Now. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is where I took this concept, because I knew it was going to be difficult to convince investors to come on board at that time.
Yeah.
But creating this extra layer to go as a global reality television program for football is going to be a phenomenon. And we have tested it now halfway, and we know that this is going to be great.
Good.
So all we want to do now is to move on. So everything I had, I invested it in this project. And surely we have this belief that it will pay dividend one day. And we will create a lot of more Sadio Mane's, JJ Okocha's, Didier Drogba's, Mohamed Salah's around the world, not only Africa.
Very good.
That is our vision.
Very good. Mohammed, I wish you the best on this project. I mean, I can see the success, but like you already know, this will be a very challenging thing. Okay, for it to succeed, you need to fight as hard as possible. And in a few questions, I will ask you more about the challenge that you see coming. Okay, so Mohammed, see,
yes,
we both know how powerful sports has been. You see, like I told you some days ago, I started watching the next Netflix documentary about corruption in FIFA a few days ago, and in fact, I haven't finished the last episode. I haven't watched it. I've been busy, but my point is this: because of the power, okay, in terms of financial resources and political power, that football as a sport, as a king of sports in the world, has afforded the people who govern it around the world. See, for me, I've seen in Nigeria, my own country. Okay, that's the only country in Africa I know about.
And actually, that is our next target.
Okay.
After introducing the project.
Okay. So see, because of that power, the people who run football in Africa do not want to relinquish any power. They see they're holding on to the power as something very valuable to them as individuals.
Yes.
And by doing that, they restrict the furtherance of that sport.
Yes.
You see, I don't know how we can convince these people. Say, let me see this. If what they want to gain is monetary wealth, if they want, what they want to gain is power by the promotion and the amount of people who watch sports in Africa or in their individual countries, then letting the sports grow in the country will afford them to have power, more power. But it seems they don't understand that, because they think the power comes when you are an FA president or FA general secretary or FA treasurer. The money that the government of your country puts in the sports, even the money that FIFA gives to the FA, will be minuscule compared to the money that each of four sports fan in the country pay to watch a game. Okay. Now, this is a big challenge, and for you wanting to do something like this will be a big challenge. I can tell you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
I can tell you, because
I know.
I've done a few things, and I have a few friends who want to work basically in the same space you are working. Okay. So this one challenge will be huge. So tell me, what other challenges do you envisage in achieving your vision in this project?
Yes, thank you for that very important question. First of all, I'm going to say it is unfortunate that some people within the powers of governance, both in football and generally speaking, that people are narrow-minded, and they only think about themselves and probably their families rather than the masses. But when you spread things, they probably don't understand that when you spread resources, spread opportunities, it multiplies. Yes, exactly. So, but because of their narrow-minded, they think that is the end of the world. But also, they forget that there are people before them who have gone. They were here, held these positions, and they are gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
So these are things that we need to pay attention to. For me personally, I believe that corruption has been the biggest deterrent for any development anywhere.
Yeah.
And I believe we need to create solutions tangible solutions for that matter, in order to address these issues, because it is affecting the weakest of the weakest.
Yes.
Yes. So we envisage challenges. We are having challenges right now. That is in order to connect to the right people. Maybe we also lack the resources to get those right people in place or on board the project. But that is why people like you, that is why I was very excited to come on board and talk about some of these issues. Probably someone out there will see these interviews, will understand the genuinity of what we're trying to do and the impact that is going to have, the lasting impact it will have on our continent and our young people, for them to come on board and support. Not only support, but they can come and invest, and we all benefit together.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with $1 billion apart from reinvesting and probably expanding the business? We can reinvest that into social development programs and projects, and it can become a catalyst for developing the entire continent. And these are the visions that we have. We will sacrifice for today, but I tell you, when these success stories come and the revenues coming, it is our vision to share it around, to help more young people become professional players, but some will become probably television moguls. I even envisage us working together, because we have another component that we want to have aside on this, which it's similar to what you are doing. So I think these challenges, first of all, right now, what we are going through is the challenges of getting funding for the project, challenge of getting partners to take on board these talents, because we have loads of talents in Africa that go wasted. We wish the top clubs would be able to see them. And this is why I will tell you, the agency we are planning to work with, or we are negotiating with, is called Unique Sports Group.
Okay.
We just had a meeting last week, working on a certain transfer or potential transfer, which I happen to be the mediator between the two camps, which I'm not going to disclose. But Unique is the biggest sporting agency in England right now, if not the whole world. They have done deals worth £1 billion or more than $1 billion worth of deals. They have more than 300 players on their books.
Wow.
And they are everywhere apart from Africa. So our agency can become their partner in Africa, but we want to use the Soccer Icon project, the House of Dreams, for us to create that platform of partnership, for us to also help young African players. So we are expecting them to ease those challenges of funding. Because probably when they come on board, they will be able to provide us with sponsors. They will be able to convince one or two top clubs that they work with in the Premiership to say, hey, we are here to take the best talents, if you can provide them for us. But then again, we also need the funding to provide the expertise for these trials and these recruitments. And this can go probably up to 500 young professionals that we can create in Africa in order just to go for these trials. Because imagine we have 55 states in Africa. And we happen to send in 5 specialists or 5 coaches with domestic coaches on the ground to support this recruitment trend. This is a source of employment, a source of education, a source of training. So we believe that if people understand what we are trying to do, they will jump on the bandwagon. But then again, imagine, let's say Arsenal, Manchester City happen to know about this project. They say, okay, we will partner with you to take on board, even if it is going to be a professional development scholarship contract, the best players, let's say 5 of the best players from this program. That alone is a big boost and a big encouragement, motivation.
It will be.
Yes. So
I'm sad that you didn't mention my club.
Sorry?
I'm sad you didn't mention my club.
Which one? Man City?
No, you mentioned Man City.
Chelsea?
You didn't mention the original success story of Manchester.
Manchester United. No, of course. You cannot talk about football.
You left us. It's not
personally, I'm an Arsenal fan. We are rivals. But that is the beauty of football. That is the beauty of football. You cannot talk about football without talking about Manchester United. And also, I took a little bit of United concept. They call United the Theater of Dreams. And this project is called the House of Dreams. But it is, I called it the New Theater of Dreams.
I noticed that.
Exactly. So I took a bit from a lot of things. This to create a concept like this. And I think it is a beautiful concept. And I'm just wishing for the right people to understand what we are trying to do, to come on board, and we create a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Because our intention is to expand and export this project to every part of the world. And I don't see anywhere who will not want it. We've seen the X Factor. Simon Cowell took it to the US.
Yeah.
Now, anywhere you go, you see so-so got talent, so-so got talent.
Yeah.
You know, and it has become a global phenomenon. And this is what we want to. Football is the biggest sporting
in the world,
you know, in the world.
Yeah.
So if we can create a television entertaining sporting program, we can easily win and dominate. And that's why I am always adamant on it becoming the biggest sporting empire. It may not be only Africa, but probably the globe. And it is a vision, and I believe in it. And I hope one day you can be part of this story as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, man. So,
appreciate it.
See, I've listened to your dream, your vision. And it's huge.
Yes.
It's challenging. And you are willing to take it on. You see, for me, this is a lifelong project. Okay? And I see you doing this for the next 30 years. Okay.
Till the end of my life, I will come in there.
Okay, very good. Very good.
I dedicated my life on.
Very good. See?
Yes.
Very good. And that's what I'm saying. You have found your life purpose. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
You have found your own life purpose. So
yes.
I want you to help young Africans to start thinking, not they're young, so maybe not their own life purpose. Otherwise, some might find theirs, but just help young Africans to start thinking about how they can contribute their little quota to their community. Just help them to start thinking about contributing a little bit to their environment, to their communities. So what would you tell young Africans?
Okay, I will start by saying every individual has equality. So therefore, every young person in Africa has something that you are good at. You may not know how deeply you may be good at, or the individual may not know how deeply they're good at that certain thing. But along the way, you will know that I can do something. Whatever it is, for God's sake, just go ahead. Do not fear, because it will only be a deterrent. I believe that in order to succeed, you have to fail. We have failed
multiple times.
Probably we will not call it failure, but we have got challenges and stumbling blocks along the way.
Yeah.
And that should not be a deterrent to get up, dust up, and move to the next level. We have to make it work.
Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, this happens a lot, so it's not a problem.
Yes.
Okay, you were saying
young people.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was basically saying what I would advocate is for us to come together, unite, create forums and platforms to discuss these ideas to develop our continent, our beautiful continent.
Okay.
But also it's down to the authorities and our leaders, African leaders, to create those environments for the young people to flourish. Because creating the enabling environments, is what will nurture and bring out the beauty in these young people.
Okay.
So that is something I am going to emphasize. But for the youths themselves, I believe everyone has a specialty. Work on that, find your purpose, and bring it on board. Do not fear. Either you want to do it individually to make a difference, just go ahead and do it. Do not wait for nobody for them to come and do it for you, because this project, the concept started since 2007.
Yeah.
But one of the drivers is my brother, my cousin. He is now a coach. He has a pro license in the Greek Super League in a team called Panathinaikos. And every day, this is what he says to me: never give up. This will pay dividends. We are creating the networks, and eventually we will launch this project to go big. So I also give that same motivation back to other people with brilliant ideas. Go ahead, don't be afraid. You can fail so many times, but be ready that you must, before you succeed, you have to go through those obstacles and be ready to face any of them.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. See, I will add this. See, you just said this project started over a decade ago. Okay.
Yes.
See, this is one thing I would want young people to understand. If you have a vision, if you have a passion, it doesn't need to be something. In fact, if you have a passion or vision that you can implement within 1 year, 2 years, then it's not big enough. Okay.
Yeah.
See, a real vision cannot be implemented in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It takes time to evolve. Okay. Yes, if you have a goal that you can implement in 1 year, that's good. But it should be part of a bigger vision.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That bigger vision is like Muhammad has. Okay. Is something big. Is something multi-country. Okay. So just if you have a goal, work on it. Like you said, failure is part of life. Embrace it. Don't let them drive you away from what you want to do.
Okay. Yes.
Embrace it, fail, learn from it, move on. Collaborate with other young people. You know, so see, the thing is this, I will say this. Africa has a lot of ground to catch up to. Okay. And that big divide is the opportunity.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Let me come in there if you allow me.
Yeah. Go on.
An important part. On this project alone, you are talking to me.
Yes.
But behind the project, the people that hold onto it, I can say there is more than 50 people.
Exactly.
That hold onto this project, and they're not being paid a penny.
Okay.
I have tech farms in the Gambia, young people who hold on to. I have a fintech farm that gave us part of our funds when we were starting, and without expecting anything out of it, but just because they saw the vision. So that's why I talk about the collaboration.
Yeah.
Personally, all the money I saved from the World Bank, my consultancy, is all I have put into this project.
You see?
There is a nice story, a very nice story about when I wanted to move from the World Bank to the project. My boss currently is a Nigerian called Madam Borofis. She's the head of the World Bank in the Gambia. When she come, we had a one-on-one chat. This was during the COVID, and we had a call. But after our meeting, she said, wow, that was a very insightful chat. Because she wanted to know what I wanted to do. How do I want to develop myself in terms of staying longer and improving or going further within the World Bank? She said, you have to get some kind of certification. You have to do some kind of development in order to go to the next level. I said to her, I never dreamt to be at the World Bank.
Oh.
It was just out of opportunity. And then I said, I have my own dream, and I am not planning to stay in this institution. And she asked me, what is this vision? And then I started explaining the whole project, just like
you explained to me. Yes.
And she said, Muhammad, my son is a football fanatic. My husband is also a football fan. Any day this project works, let me know, because I may want to register my son to be part of it. So this is motivation.
Yeah.
It was a motivating factor for me to believe in myself. And I appreciated all the people that worked with me at the World Bank. They encouraged me and supported me.
Yeah.
So, and also the collaboration I have with the other tech firms in the country, my friends, you know, it has to happen together, collectively.
Yeah.
I cannot do this on my own. So I am going to encourage every young person. Let us work together. You may be able to do this, but somebody can do something better than you.
Yeah.
Collaborate and work together to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good, Muhammad. So, we're coming to the end of our discussion. And one thing I've done since I started this podcast is to ask my guests their vision for Africa in 20, 30 years time. See, because what I'm doing, even though it's small, I wish to see all the discussions, all the visions of my guests, my own particular, my personal vision for Africa to be fruitful in 20, 30 years time. Okay. So, Mohammed, what is your vision for Africa in 20, 30 years time?
Africa still has a lot of challenges.
Yes.
I believe that there is progress.
Okay.
Because looking at, probably the first thing that comes to my mind is Rwanda. I was fortunate enough to be a young man when Rwanda went through that terrible.
Yeah, same here.
Yes. And for them to come out and transform that country, it's phenomenal.
Very much so.
Gives us hope that we can do anything that we set our hearts on. I would love to see the entire Africa in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years, to be a dominant force in global leadership. I know it will be a slow process.
Yes.
Because I have to be frank, we have a lot of corrupt leaders. We have a lot of people with selfish interests. But seeing some initiatives like the IFTA, the Intra-African
free trade zone. Yes.
Yes, exactly. I am connected to a lot of people on some of these areas on LinkedIn. People like Michael Sudakasa, you know, it is very encouraging. So I'm very hopeful and very much optimistic that in the next 20 years, we will see a different Africa. But I call on the young people, because I believe that they are the ones that can change this continent quicker.
Yeah.
But I also call on the people in the positions to create systems and create environment, enabling environments for young people to develop into best leaders. Because it is through growing this young people's mentality, is what is going to give us a lasting impact in terms of African development and the Africa we want.
Very good.
I believe that we will get there. It could be slow. Maybe many of us may not be alive. That's life in general.
Yeah, that's life. That's life.
But we all have to contribute to our quota to the development of this continent. So I call on unity for all African people, and even the globe, because the globe is the world is a global village now.
Yeah.
As Nelson Mandela said it. So we need to find a way of working together. Barack Obama, his father left Africa and went to the US, and he became the president of the United States. So there are many stories like that. So all we need to do is believe. And I am a hopeful person, an optimistic person. And I believe that we will make it and we can get there, but we have to do it together.
Well, very, very good. Very good. I'm also a very hopeful person. I believe that Africa can do it. And I believe that humanity can do it. On this note, Muhammed, thank you very, very much for being a very hopeful guest of the Think Big for Africa podcast.
Thank you very much, Ikenya. Thank you. And I hope to see you in person.
Oh, same here. Same here,
yes.
Man.
Yes, definitely. I would love to see you in person.
Yes, and you will very soon. Very, very soon.
Sure, yeah. Sure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, man. Take care. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.